Well, the big question, will Rhea Montero get second in the standings? Because all the titles are already here. That's really the only question that is currently open. So we have been crushing it this season. We are mathematically a lock by quite a while, actually, for winning the team championship. I mean, it's not even right. Like, this is, like, this points disparity. Well, I guess because it's the top 5 places that pay. I guess that's why the points disparity is so big. It's been pretty ridiculous. And driver-wise, it's also 100% certain that Balky over here is going to win the Drivers' Championship. Currently, Monty's in second place overall, and she's in a relatively good position. Well, not to say relatively good position. She's got a good chance of coming in second as long as we continue to deliver. In fact, what I think we might do... Well, here's the thing. We talked about it last time. Because there's no advantage whatsoever for a driver who comes in second. It does nothing for us. The smart and correct thing to do is to keep putting all the best parts on Balky's car, because that'll make it easier for us to hit our sponsor objectives and get maximum money out of our sponsors. However, I think what we're going to do is the slightly less smart thing. We're going to swap the better parts onto Monty's car. In fact, I think we already did that. I think we may have done that last race, didn't we? Putting the better parts on Monty's car. Yeah, she's got all the better parts. So that she has the best chance of coming in second in the Drivers' Championship, which does nothing for us in any way whatsoever, but we kind of want to. We had some whiskey and chocolate that just came in. Who's that? From Donald J. Trump has come in and says, I claim the Asia Pacific Super Cup for Esprit GP. If you count only the legal races, Esprit is the winner. Stop the count. Well, the Donald, thank you very much for your support or no, it's not our support, actually, right? You're supporting Esprit GP. I mean, thanks for the message and the support of the channel, whoever that was. Let's not get into it, because I'll go on some rants. Like you guys know it's too easy to get me started. So yeah, we're gonna do this with Rhea. Now, some people in chat already today, and in fact that came up last week as well, were like, okay, we're finally gonna get rid of Montero, right? Some people really believe we've got to get rid of Monty, and other people are like, if you get rid of Monty, I will riot. We actually went and renewed Montero's contract last week when we played. We renewed her contract because overwhelmingly most people in chat really wanted to keep Monty around. She actually still has good potential. I mean, I don't think she's going to crush it when you get the world championship or whatever the world league that we're about to enter here. Hopefully she will still do kind of okay. She still has a lot of potential. Fingers crossed over there. She's still relatively cheap. I think, like, now that we get into the higher league, we can really go after some of the top ranked drivers. But if we take a look at the drivers and how much we'd be looking to pay for these guys, you can see, I mean, we're going to be, it's maybe not as expensive as I originally thought, but we're at least going to double our costs by switching off of Monty. Now, and I'm not concerned about it the first season, because as long as we don't come in dead last, the first season is just going to be about getting our parts going, because our parts are all going to get reset in this first series. We're not going in with necessarily high expectations. We're going to appreciate maybe saving a little bit of money there to get the parts. Hopefully we can hit some sponsor objectives somewhere along the way, depending on what we've got. We've got a couple of sponsors that are going to expire fairly early in the World Motorsport Championship League, and then we can renew some stuff, go for some lower goals and things, and hopefully higher payout. In a season, after the first season in that championship, we will then have to reevaluate how we feel about Monty, how has she developed, and do we want to go up to the next cost level. But the thing we have to remember with Monty is that she does have some good potential, but she also has stupendous marketability. I don't remember what it is if she's not, because she's got a modifier right now for marketability. I don't know why we're not getting a tooltip. There we go. Oh, training for pilot's license. So she still has really good marketability, even if that were to go away. And that's going to bring in a lot of cash money for us. After the first year of her contract, after the next season goes, the cost to break her contract wouldn't even break the bank if we decide to make a change at that point. I think worst case scenario, we break even with her between the marketability and different things, and possibly we actually come out slightly ahead. So we'll see how that goes. Think with 95, it might be. I mean, if that could be true. She's definitely no lower than 95% as a base. So we'll see as it goes, but we did renew Monty's contract, and we are going to keep her for at least the first season in the World Motorsport Series, because we're going to have other things happening at that point. Anyway, I have advanced the time. We're not working on the car anymore. We're just saving some money. There are 2 buildings being upgraded in the headquarters, which is fine. Other than that, we're looking to bank money for the start of the next season. I advanced time until it's time for Vancouver. There was one event that popped up. Chica had to make I had a decision to make with Chica. The options, option A would have made her aggressive, which would have given her +2 overtaking, but she's already maxed on overtaking. The other is hard worker, which gives her +1 fitness. She's not maxed at fitness, except she kind of is. She's currently working on a racing themed cookbook, which is a temporary modifier, which is why she's not maxed. And once that goes away, she will be maxed. But hard worker also gave her the +15 mechanics relationship, so it seemed better to take rather than the aggressive for the overtaken. Although the aggressive is quite nice because I think it's +2 overtaking, but again, it would have been kind of pointless for her over here. Are there any wonky rules in the World Cup? There's slightly different qualifying rules and things, but and I think there's ERS. I don't remember. We'll get to it relatively soon. Yeah, I think we're ready to race. Keep Ria when she reaches 5 stars. She'll be the full Monty. Hey, from Thrice Wise. Ria is rival to someone. Oh, rival driver. She is rival to Nicolo Stromby over here. So she doesn't want Stromby as a teammate. It has no impact on us. We're really not looking to replace Chica. Something ridiculous would have to happen for us to replace Chica. I mean, she's not full 5 stars, although she still has potential, so she might max out at 5 stars. And overall, where her stats are pretty good. She's got good marketability, and she's got the pay driver. She comes with her own sponsors, so she's not as expensive to run. In fact, currently, Balky here is actually cheaper than Monty to run, but there's no guarantee that we'll get anything else. And I suspect when we renew her contract next year, I suspect she'll get quite a bit more expensive. All right, we got some whiskey and chocolate. We're going to start the race in a second. Oh, Aku, hey! Ahoy, matey! These car things you talk about are just gimp boats with no sails or the ability to float. I mean, technically correct? All right, let's go. Select a sponsor. We're going to be in Vancouver here. We will, you know what? We should just pick first. Just roll the dice completely for first bonus, because why not? Chica's not as happy with her car because her car's not as good as Ria's, but we're trying to help get Ria second place in the championship, even though it makes no difference for us. A race is going to be, so here on Vancouver on track B, it is high tire wear track, 31 laps. We're going to be using ultras and super softs. There is going to be heavy rain on qualifying day. It is reported to be clear on race day over here, although we'll see. Who knows how that'll actually develop. Not too hot, which is going to be good for these soft tires over here, and we'll see what we can do. Oh, no, first. We didn't do first last time. I mean, you're right. It's probably much more likely to get this. All right, you know what? It's fine. Either way is going to be okay. We went third last time. It turns out we would have gotten the reward for first, but this makes it, you know, if we get a disappointing finish where we don't actually end up first, we will still get the vast majority of the money, so it's going to be okay. Race trim practice? Maybe. I always keep going back and forth on that. The thing is, the reason I don't tend to do race trim in practice is because, generally speaking, on race day, we grab one of the mechanic perks, and then we can usually just grab one of the tire perks. But maybe the other way around is going to be better. Avoid stroll tire strats. Oh man, that race yesterday. Hey! We've actually got rain in practice. It was supposed to be sunny. Sunny on practice. Instead, what we've got is a fair amount of rain. Looks like it's going to be inters. What we will do, since there is presumably going to be rain for quali, we will practice in intermediates over here, although it's not quite wet enough for intermediates, but hopefully we can get intermediate knowledge, and then for qualification we can use the intermediate tire and the quali trim knowledge that we've got in there, and then on race day we'll use the mechanic traits, and then it might be intermediate or something like that. Typical Canada. I mean, I don't know actually how much it rains in Vancouver. Like, Vancouver is basically right next to, you know, Washington State and everything, and I know it rains a lot there. I don't tend to associate Vancouver with rain, but mostly I just associate Vancouver with good weather because it's mostly not snowy over there. For all I know, it's super rainy in Vancouver. I have no idea, actually. We can use sauce to get more points while early. Yeah, what we might do, we could consider doing, it might be a good idea to go out on Ultras and get level 1 Ultra knowledge. That way, and then we switch to intermediates. And that way, when it comes to qualifying day, depending on exactly what the weather is, I mean, heavy rain is predicted, but who knows? We will have a couple of different options over there. This is Canada, shouldn't it be snowing? No, Vancouver doesn't count as part of Canada. The weather's too good. So, yeah, I think I might be tempted to do exactly that. Let's try to get level 1 on Ultras. And it might be another like tool in our belt for the qualifying. It is a fairly high downforce track. We're going to do that. At the same time, though, it's fairly aggressive in the speed balance. What's the handling look like for both? Yeah, we don't really know where it's going to be. It might be a little bit more understeery for both, but we have no idea. Let's go and do this. Car setup-wise, it's probably going to need more downforce. I'll leave the handling there, and I suspect we're going to go left for the understeer. But we'll do something like that, and hopefully we're starting somewhere relatively close. How many races left in the season? 2! And we're going to do both today. This is going to be the end of the season. In fact, ideally we'll go through these races quickly enough that we can work on the pre-season stuff for our new league after this. So yeah, let's dive in there. Take practice. Send out, and you are going to be doing quali stints. And same thing here. Yeah, the last race will be at Phoenix on the pure oval track, which is womp womp boring. Bring in. Okay, we're fairly far out of whack with Monty here. Now, I think it's going to be quite a bit more downforce, so we'll do something like that. Speed balance is going to have to be longer. The handling is probably going to be more understeer. Let's do something like that, and then we'll see where it leads us. Probably one more notch over there. Okay. Go. 69% is really not nice. Hey, speed balance, we got great on Balky. But yeah, again, the arrow is just way not there. It's only okay, not poor. We won't go quite as far. Handling, again, I suspect will be quite a bit more understeery. I will, tell you what, I'll go on this side for the speed balance. I suspect that it will become good over here. And that excellent is probably on the right-hand side, but that'll give us a decent amount of information by making the change a little bit more drastically over here. And bring in. Can we make the oval track more interesting by making endless egg puns all the way through? No, one pun will be enough. All right. I got triple great without a ton of information as to which side it should wiggle-waggle to get anything done. But what we can do is, by tweaking the downforce, it'll have a bit of an impact on everything else. Maybe not as much as I thought. Let's do something like this. I'm going to do 2 notches of tire camber, because it should break it. It's much more likely that 1 notch is all we need, but we should get a little bit more information by doing 2 notches here. Okay, I'm still hoping to get level 1 of Ultras. We're not going to get as much knowledge because we're on kind of the wrong tire for the conditions, but hopefully we can just get there. I think Quill is exactly right. Nice. So speed balance was great. It's still great. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually not what I expected at all. Downforce, so I'm going to give you a wee bit more downforce. The handling still needs a fairly big chunk of movement. And actually, I'm kind of liking where that's going to end up over here. So let's send you back out like this. Do this. Do this. And hopefully... what is this one? That's the quality trim. Yeah, see, the Ultra Soft is rising quite a bit. Oh, okay. There's going to be some more dry at the end. All right, we'll bring you in now. We'll switch to inters, and we'll switch back to these used Ultras after this. Because because we're not getting much tire knowledge anymore because we're on the wrong tire. All right, 96%. Huh. I suspect this will go down to good. But we'll try it anyway. And I'm still hunting for where the... so that was great. This is great. I'm still hunting for the great speed balance. We're going to break the handling. This probably won't be excellent anymore, but I'm trying to get a little bit more info. So we'll keep you on... we got level 1 quality trim. No, we're going to keep hammering quality trim, but we're going to switch the tires to intermediates now. That's going to be fine. Now, this is actually some useful information. I know we're only 93 here, but A, we found the excellent handling, and as expected, when I did this, I thought, you know, there's a pretty good chance. Well, actually, I don't know, but we know that the speed balance should be more weighted towards acceleration at this point, probably right about there. In fact, I think this is probably pretty primo. I'll give a little tweak to the downforce. And see what that does. That might become good, or it might become excellent. If it becomes good, the excellent's probably just to the right over here. Let's do something like this. You're still going to do quality, but you're going to switch to intermediates and go. All right. Any chance poker will become a regular game? I think a lot of people have responded pretty strongly to it, which is good. And the thing is, I've resisted. I've gotten lots of offers from the poker sites in the past to do like some sponsored poker content and different things like that. And I've been like, I don't know, man. Like, you know, is that something that's okay or not? Will people dig it? But people seem to have been pretty into it. So I think maybe we'll do something like once a month, some sort of poker tournament type of thing. I don't know. Do. All right, come on in. Oh, purple, all the things, baby. Ba da 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 da. 99%. All right, excellent. We're still going to do a little bit more on inters. What I'll do is I'm going to keep on qualifying trim. I'll set it to 3. We'll keep you on the inters, and we'll just watch the weather. And when it dries up, we'll bring you in, switch you back to the used Ultra Softs, and try to get to that next tech level over there. We only got 1 purple over here on Monty, but we are at 96%. That's not bad. Okay, well, that's interesting. It's actually, we got the purple downforce found. And we know where the purple handling is, which is good to know. Speed balance, so it was great there. It was good there, so great here. So I think the speed balance, if it went slightly to the left, it would be okay. And the handling actually needs to go... It needs to go slightly that way. So what we need is something like that, and then a little shorter, but I'm worried it might be... No, that might be okay. Technically, that handling will be slightly... There we go. If we do this, basically on the excellent, and oh wait, hold on. Speed balance is great here, and it was great here, but it was only good there. So the excellent is slightly to the left of this thing. I think this is probably going to end up at least in 97, if not in 98. That's probably going to be enough. We're going to bring you in anyway to change tires. So again, we'll just set you up for 3 laps. We'll let the time go by here until it dries up enough that we're not going to get inter knowledge anymore. So we're just watching the water on track here. And there we go. That's going to be fine because you're just coming past the pit lane. And then we'll bring you in both. And then we'll switch you back to slicks. There's Balky. Triple purple. 99%. Oh yeah, we already had you locked in. So all we're doing here is we are putting you out to finish on quali on the used Ultra Softs, and that's it. So Balky's out for the rest of the race. That's going to be okay. Monty, oops. Monty's coming in now. Triple purple, baby! 98%. I think 98% is like the worst triple purple, but I'm still, you know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you the tiniest little nudge over here of the downforce, and just see if that changes the numbers in any way whatsoever. So go back out for quali and on the Ultra Softs. And double red. Do. Yeah, triple purple, that's only a 98. What a disappoint. I don't think we'll get the level 2 Ultra Softs here, but we will get level 3 quality trim. Like, easily, with time to spare. We went to double blue. I guess because you finished your last practice lap. Oh, we got close. We got damn close. Yeah, I'll adjust the face cam again before the race. I never remember exactly where it needs to be, and it's slightly different for quali versus race in terms of what we want to cover. I might make my face cam a little smaller or move the microphone out of the way. Just 98% feels bad, man. I know, right? Okay, so, oh yeah, so what's the weather actually looking like? It actually is going to be dry. So we will be doing our quali trim with the Ultra Soft on both over here. Quali trim Ultra Softs. Actually, wasn't it supposed to be raining for quali? Wasn't it supposed to be sunny for practice, raining for quali? See, they were off. They were off. Hey, we did get it up to 99. I just budgeted by 0.1% on the downforce. We got an extra percent out of that. Great, great stuff. So you're both on new Ultra Softs, which is good. Let me just double check. 99% was the highest over there, too. That's going to be okay. Lovely. Wonderful. Tick qualifying. 100% is possible, but it's very tricky. I think we've gotten it before. So track grip is going to go up. Just hoping to get a little bit of track wear in before we go. All right, send out Monty. We've got it on automatic. And now send out Balky. And go, go, go. I think Monty might have gotten better temps. Well, only 5th now, and a lot of people haven't run yet. And Balky getting a little bit better. It is a little disappointing. Oh, shit, it's gonna rain. Okay, we gotta send them out immediately. I should have started them. I should have sent them out right away in the first place. We're gonna send them out immediately on a new set of Ultras. Go, go, go. Hopefully they can get their stint in. Ah! Nope. Actually, shouldn't have even had them do their whole hot lap here. So the question is, well, we actually don't have time to send them out on inters, but it's hard to believe that inters are going to be any faster than their first stint. The first stint must be the fastest one over there. Now I'm a little disappointed we used an extra set of Ultras. Yeah, soak too. So not the best quali. Yeah, the weather was right. I should have sent them out immediately rather than wait like a minute for a little bit of rubber in. And then we might have been able to sneak in a second stint. It might have made a difference, though, right? In fact, their first stint may have been worse, and the second stint may have still been slightly damp, and therefore not do as well either. So 7th and 10th, not the greatest quality for us. No bonus. Esprit getting some points. We don't care about Esprit's points. What we do care a little bit about, though, is their drivers. Like the specific drivers that get the points. Okay, so what's the actual race day weather looking like? All right, I mean, no rain predicted here that we can see. So certainly first stint's going to be dry, and the whole race day was supposed to be dry. So we're going to assume it's going to be dry the whole time. It is a 31-lap race. 31 laps, indeed. And so what are we looking for over here? Well, first of all, let me take a look at the tires. Yeah, with the worn Ultra Softs, and that's the thing. I'm kind of disappointed we did burn the extra set of Ultra Softs there, because Balky's going to have to do Super Ultra, which is a little bit disappointing. Yeah. What I'm gonna do, and I mean, I know like IRL, you tend to start on the softest tires. I'm gonna start on the less soft tires because then we will get like a free fuel up to the full load over here, and then when we switch to ultras, we'll have to do less. But with 31 laps, we can't do it both on supers, but it doesn't mean we can push a bit, right? Because all we need to do is, well, that's gonna be 8. I guess we actually do need the higher, like at least the 12, right? 24, that would leave us with 7 laps remaining, which would be nice for the ultra softs. So we can push the tires a little bit. We can't shred them, but we can do this. And so what we'll fuel for is, I think Balky, because it's slightly less smoothness, will pit in 1 lap sooner than Monty. I think we'll fuel Balky here for 13 laps. But maybe bringing her in on lap 12. That's going to be a possibility. So, okay, 13 laps is 16.9 laps worth of fuel if we're running on the red engine mode, which we are. So we're going to do the 17 laps worth of fuel, and we'll do that. So that's how she's going to start. Meanwhile, Monty, if you can... Yeah, it's not really an option. You're also going to be 2-stopping. And again, we would definitely have preferred to save her 2 sets of ultras. So she could have done ultra, super. But we'll do that. And so we're going to fuel her for 14 laps worth of fuel. I suspect they'll just do 12 and 13, but we will see. With her, for 14 laps worth of fuel, she would need 18.2, so we'd have to round it up to 19. I'm just going to give her 18 laps worth of fuel. So if she does stay out a little bit longer for the tire, we'll have to run the last lap on orange instead of red engine mode. But it should still be okay. We'll just have to make sure to time it a little bit. Start on double red. It's not too hot. We'll probably drop the tires down to orange fairly quick and then keep it on there. I think that's going to be okay. The used ultras, I think it was like 5 to 7 laps for Rhea, so still like not quite what we need. Anyway, so we'll give Pit Stop Guru and some ultra soft knowledge over here, and then for Rhea, I'm actually wondering with Rhea if we just do this, because 5% tire performance ain't much. So I think we'll do this. This will help with various roundings and things and give us an extra lap. Whoa, Lingonberry Clown! Amazing! Thank you very much, Lingonberry Clown. Hey, Quill, here's some money to cover for that quality loss. Also, please don't sack Monty. She's our baby Yoda! Why baby Yoda? It's because she started off with basically nothing and she's growing to be so powerful. That seems to make some sense. I like it. With fuel economy here, Rhea actually might be able to do her full, 14 laps or whatever on red engine mode and actually have it work out. So that won't be too bad. All right. So for the, driver standings over here. Yeah, Larson is the person we're most in competition with. And unfortunately, Larson is in a pretty good position right now. Larson's not the one who got the points for pole. It went to Perea. But Perea is a little further behind, which is good. Larson didn't start with pole, which is good. Larson's currently in the points, and Monty is not, so we don't want that. We want Monty to end up ahead of Larson. That's really the only thing we care about this race. Also, we'd like our sponsor objectives. Is that all possible? Right. Yeah, we don't know exactly the fuel economy. It's predicted. We think it consumes maybe 5 to 10% less fuel per lap. 10% would be pretty substantial. 5% would be less so, and I think people had figured it was probably closer to 5%. So not the sort of thing you can necessarily work around, but it will occasionally lead to slightly better roundings. And lights out, and away we go. Monty with a terrible start. You can see her falling behind. Balky, I think, had a decent, I think she had the normal start, although whoever is in 8th over here, Lundqvist, I think, had a strong start, which is really annoying. Okay, Monty is actually maintaining and actually doing decently with position. Gained a position as well, actually. And Balky regaining some position too, which isn't too shabby. 6th and 9th, and actually Monty, I think, is overtaking for 8th. Monty is not an overtaking pro, but doing a really good job over there. Plenty of the other people on the track are currently on ultras right now, so they're going to have a pace advantage over here. But they're either, I'm assuming they burned some ultras in quali, so I don't think they're going to be doing like a 3-stop kind of strategy. Let me move you over here, and then I'll have to move the mic a little so you guys can see the lap counter. I'll just have to talk a little bit louder. Is ahead on supers. Yeah. There's still definitely some possibilities for us to have slightly better pit stop strategy. Now, I would like to drop these tires down to orange because I don't want to chew them too quickly, but they're in such a tight fight, both of them, for overtakes, that I have to give them the red for maybe a little bit longer here. Although, I was thinking 1 lap worth of red. I guess they're getting 2 laps worth of red. I might have to drop them down to yellow a little sooner than expected here. Let's drop them down to push or orange for now. 1 lap, then we might yellow after that, because the temps are pushing up a little bit more. And it's not a hot day. Monty is up in 8th, which is nice. It's actually Balky that's having the harder time getting things done here. Get past Lindquist, yeah, I know. And actually, there's someone right on your tail here. And you might lose position. I want to drop this down. Okay, I'm going to drop you down to neutral for a sec. Balky's got to keep fighting here, though. Ugh! That's against people who are not on their push tire mode here. Although Larson's on ultras. That's true. It may have been a little... We held her up as long as possible, which is good. But, you know, fighting on ultras is going to be difficult. Oh, we got the inside! Balky on the inside gets back ahead of Larson. What we really need is Monty to get ahead of Larson here. But again, because of the tire differential, it might be a little bit difficult. Larson is going to have an edge on pace right now. Oh, I thought Balky might have been able to take the inside on the first turn of the chicane there, but no go! Worth noting, the guys are ahead are all in ultras, which shoot him past. So, exactly. You're right. We are, other than Lundqvist, we are ahead of everyone who's on supers. I'm wondering, should we use team orders and let Monty get by, since we care about... No. Yeah, crashes are possible. They don't happen very often, but the drivers can, in fact, crash. They actually happen less in here than they do in a real F1. Also, much fewer mechanical problems as well, compared to real F1. So, we are on pace. Again, for Balky is going to be pitting 1 lap sooner than Monty. That's the intention. We're going to have to keep an eye on Monty's fuel count just to make sure. She can do the 1 extra lap perfectly fine, but it should be okay. Yeah, let him race. She must earn it. She must put in the work. I agree. I agree here. Monty's form's gotten pretty good at 7.8 here. It's been going up, I think, over the course of the race. Because I think, at least in quali, it was quite low, actually. Yeah, Monty's right behind Balky here. How's the weather? It is holding up just fine. It feels to me like we are going to have a dry race the whole time, which is more or less what we expected. The sparks are mostly the hopes and dreams evaporating from drivers when they realize they're not as good as Hamilton IRL. Are you talking about the sparks that the cars throw? Yeah, so they have titanium like skid blocks. All right, tell you what. I'm gonna give you permission to go on attack here, and I'm just gonna conserve. I'm not gonna give the passing directions. Just a couple of corners. No, come back to neutral. Oh, maybe. God, Monty really wants to get by. Monty's racing for her career here. And Balky's just in her way. Oh man. Attempting to overtake. Oh, fell back quite a bit. What happened, Monty? Why'd you suddenly fall back there? Let's maybe Balky can get by Lindquist here. Worried I'm being too aggro on these tires. There we go. Get by there. Done. The levels are fine. I am a little concerned that we did shoot through these tires way too fast. I'm going to put them both on conserve for their tires here. I think we were a little aggro. So, Larson's pitting already. In fact, everyone ahead of us is going to be pitting at this point. I think they're going to be stuck on they're going to be forced to do 3 stops. Still no rain. I'm less worried about your fuel. I'm much more worried about your tires. So, on super softs, the cliff, the hard cliff, is at 15%. So we definitely don't want to push past 15%. Very soon we are going to get a complaint from the drivers, Balky first, about tire wear because they're going to enter their lowest performance band, which still isn't great, although it's less bad because the super softs here are not the softest compound here. I think we will make 2 stops just fine, especially if we do conserve a few other places somewhere in there. You were trying to do an overtake. Oh, Cavalcanti. Yeah, there you go. So Balky's complaining about the tire wear here. We should be able to do at least 1 more lap, if not 2. And we want to make sure that we get it in there so that we... In fact, we theoretically have a little bit of tire to spare. We're hoping to make the super softs last like long enough without, doing anything crazy. Let me go back to neutral on both these. Now, let me keep you on conserve just to make sure, because it's not the biggest gap between the two. So, pits over here. I think Balky can do 1 more lap on this tire without hitting the cliff. Pit straight entrance is there. Might just hit the cliff. We got 7%, now 6% now to the cliff. I think it's going to be okay. The plan is now going to be to pit Balky. We are going to put another set of super softs on there. And if we race on yellow, we can probably do 13 laps on that. So we will go for 13 laps worth of fuel, which is we need 17 laps worth of fuel in the tank if we're going to run on red. So we'll do 16, which will get a free roundup up to 17, which seems fine. Park conditions A-okay. And we can save 3 seconds going more aggro here, which we are going to do. Bam. And yeah, Monty, especially if we keep Monty on the green, Monty's going to be fine to go another lap. He's going to get passed over here. Oh, no, we're doing the pass. We're okay. Yeah. Good. We got ahead of Cavalcanti, who's going to pit right now anyway. And yeah, Monty is going to be just fine. Our tires are basically where Balky's were on the last orbit of the track. And we'll probably switch her to yellow just as she goes by the pit entrance, I suspect. Oh, someone's got a penalty for something. Yeah, we'll put her on neutral. And then we're going to pit. I think we're gonna set her up for 17 laps worth of fuel. Especially since they're in sync now, it's going to be fine. We'll put her on some new super softs. 17 laps worth of fuel. Okay. There's 19 laps remaining. No, there's no way. I'd have to run super conserve, which is not going to be a thing. In fact, we might... How about this? We fill her up. 25 laps worth of fuel. It's still 25 laps worth of fuel. There's 19 laps remaining. If we want to do 19 on the red engine mode, we need 25 laps worth of fuel. If I fully fuel Monty right now, she won't have to refuel on her next pit stop. Now, she does refuel quite quickly, but it's still going to save some time. So we're going to go give her fueling now. So her next pit stop, she just comes in, we just slap on some ultras, and then send her right back out. Her fuel times are so low. Does she still... Hold on. If I go and cancel this... No, because... Okay, never mind. No. It doesn't... It would actually make sense with Balky, except Balky couldn't because she had to pit 1 lap sooner. Because Monty's refueling time, she's got the 50% discount, I don't think we actually want to haul the expensive, the heavy fuel around. So, maybe what I'll do is I'll throw in our ultras now. We're going to estimate 9 laps on that. So 9 laps on ultras. So we need 12 laps worth of fuel. In fact, barely. We need 11.7. No, yeah. So we're going to fill her up so that she has 12 laps worth of fuel. We'll do her ultra stint now. And then we actually might be able to... No, we won't be able to do a used Ultra Soft. I think I still like this, because if there's a safety car, we'll have burned through the fastest part of the Ultra Softs, and if all of a sudden there's a safety car, then we can just switch her to Softs for the rest of the race. And we'll fuel her for the amount at that point. Part condition's fine. Yeah, we'll go with fast here. Okay, I like that. So a 9-lap stint is what we're estimating here for Monty. She's fueled for it. We could try a fastest lap. That might have been one incentive with going super softs and then just switching to absolute fresh ultras right at the end for like a minimal little stint. I think I'm still gonna like this better. I think overall it might put us in the best position. So Balky's out currently in 10th on fresh super softs, but you can see like, but some people haven't pitted. I'm assuming Kenjura and Margit are gonna be pitting now. Regardless, there we go. They're coming in. And then a lot of these are going to be doing a whole extra stop. I mean, even the super softs over here, they're halfway through. Well, they probably went ultras to supers, but I suspect a lot of the AI will have to stop 3 times. Oh no, we got a mistake on one of the tires. Damn it. Cost us 2.1 seconds. Well, by going from standard to fastest, we were supposed to save 2 seconds, so effectively that was a neutral one over here. Can't get past Monty. Well, you shouldn't actually be able to get past Monty. She's going to be on faster tires over here. Although, that's not the way it's shaping up. Alright, everyone stopped 1 time at this point. And everyone ahead of us has tires that are more worn. And the overcut. Because, yeah, her pit stop time is so much less, because of, she's got 50% reduced refueling over here, she was able to come out ahead of Balky. Which is actually pretty awesome. I wasn't even thinking about that. That actually worked out really good to help our car position improve. And yeah, Monty with the fastest tires, now that they're switched on, should be able to stay ahead of Balky here and not obstruct her. And yeah, Monty's got some slightly better parts as well. Now, here's the thing you got to remember with the parts. It's not the absolute number of the parts that matters. The parts get split into, I think, thirds, right? Top 3 best parts, middle 3 parts, and then the 3 worst parts on all the cars. And that's how it determines. Their actual numeric rating doesn't matter. So even though we gave Monty all the best parts, most of them are numerically so similar that Monty and Balky probably effectively have the same car in the race. There might be 1 or 2 parts that Monty has that might... There might be a situation on some parts where Balky's parts are not so good enough that on some of the parts she's in that middle third and Monty's in the top third. And so Monty might have an edge on parts. But most of the parts, even though numerically they're higher on Monty's, probably work out to being about the same. Explain overcut. Okay, so the easiest way is undercut is much more common. So an undercut in racing is this. You're behind another car, you can't get past them. So the car who's behind pits, gets fresh tires. Obviously they're coming out quite a ways back, but they're on fresher tires, so they're going faster. So they pit, let's say you lose 20 seconds in the pit. They come out, but then they're able to do a couple laps, and they're faster by a second or 2. So they're catching up. So they're only 18 or 17 seconds behind when the person in front finally has to pit, comes out 20 seconds behind, and now they're behind. By pitting sooner, you tend to perform an undercut that lets you get effectively passes someone because you get on the higher performant tire better. An overcut is the inverse, where instead of pitting first, you pit later, and then hopefully have a better pit stop, or you have a little bit more life in your tires, or something like that, and you come out. It's not an overcut doesn't really. I don't think is as much of an intentional strategy you can do. It really is dependent on just having a much faster pit time. So someone tries to pit first, they pit, they come out in traffic, so they've got these fresh new tires, but they can't go faster. In fact, they might be slower just because where they came out, they're behind some slow traffic. There's a problem, or the tires don't switch on as quickly. That's another possibility, right? In some of the tires, especially different eras, some of the tires wouldn't come up to temperature quickly enough. So you'd actually be at a disadvantage after a pit stop. And so the person who stays out for an extra lap or two, maybe in fresh, without any traffic in front of them or whatever, effectively runs faster by a second or two. And then they come in, they have a slightly faster pit stop because of reasons, and then they come out and they're ahead. Yeah, so I would consider an overcut more of the first person who pitted, the pit went badly. It was either too long or they came out in bad traffic, or they came out with tires that aren't switched on right away. One of those things. So, right now, Larson is not currently earning points. 17th place. Currently behind Balky. This might be a good one for, like, the hold-up command if we tell Balky, like, drive slower and try to hold up Larson, except there's too much of a gap, so it doesn't actually make much sense. Now, Monty's on the faster tires here. When she complains about her tire wear, it's actually much more substantial here because she's on the softest possible compound at this track. So the time delay right now, so when she on the fastest, softest tire, she has a 0-second time delay when it's in the highest performance band. In the middle, it has a slight delay. When it's in the lowest performance band, it's actually a 5-second delay. It's quite bad. And then when you hit the cliff, which is 20% on the ultra softs, it goes to a 20-second per lap delay, which is quite substantial. We do have enough fuel for 2 more laps on Monty. Hopefully that will be the case. I'm not sure. Certainly she has 1 more lap left of the tire. I'm a little concerned here. In fact, why don't I just box her now? There's not much of the race left. There's not any advantage to her being on the ultras. In fact, at this point, the super sauce would be more performant. I should bring her in now. I think she's gotten all the best performance she can out of the ultras, and whether we bring her in now or in another lap, she still has to do 1 pit stop for the same amount. The only thing is, we want to avoid being in the lowest performance band of the super softs, but we really want to avoid it for the ultras. And it's probably going to come in very, very, very soon over here. She's going to start complaining about that, especially with half a lap left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flicker up to orange here, but we're going to plan a pit, and we're going to bring her to the end of the race. So there's going to be 11 laps remaining at the end of the race, so she's going to need 14.3 laps of fuel. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fuel her up to 14. So this is going to round up to 14. She does have the fuel efficiency card. She might have to do a lap or 2 on orange, but the thing, in terms of the amount of time it takes to fuel her up, it's so small. Throwing the extra lap of fuel in would be okay, but it will add some time to her laps, so I think that's going to be okay. Double check the weather. It's okay, but thank you for the reminder. Park condition, fine. Pit strategy. I think for the 1 second saving, we're going to stay on balanced here. I think that's going to be all right. And so for the tire... Oh, right. Hold on. I should change the tire before I do the math here. And yeah, there's not going to be enough for the used ultras, so that's going to be fine. So the tire, how does that affect... Okay, now we're back to 2 second saving. Okay, no, let's do this. That's going to be fine. Okay, I think I'm okay with this. So we're going to bring her in now. And actually, she'll probably finish the entire race on an orange tire because she's going to have some to spare. And Balky, we are going to be looking to... I think... Hold on, you still have some ultras, right? Yeah. So ideally, we would like to keep Balky out long enough so that she can just go to the ultras. Her tire temp is low on the yellow mode here, so I can't go to conserve because it's just too cool. Whether or not that'll work out, we will see. Yeah, I think I could have gone red. We had 4% at the end there to spare. I think we could have afforded red tire mode for that last half lap, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be too much. I should have tried it. I could have just peeled that. That's annoying. She just missed coming out ahead over here, although there was going to be some traffic there regardless. Larson's actually... Oh, no, misread that. I thought Larson was coming in for some repairs. Larson has completed her final pit stop, and so has Monty. Monty's got an 8-position lead over there. Currently not in the points, although as people in front of her pit, Monty should end up in the points, and I suspect Larson will not, and that's very good for us. Doing ski things. Thank you very much for the contribution to the Whiskey and Chocolate Fund. How crazy with the F1 this race. Wet races are the best races. What I couldn't believe is that there were no crashes during the race itself. Given everything that led up to practice and qualifying, and even literally 2 people crashing on the way to the starting grid, I can't believe there wasn't a single crash during the race. It was an excellent, excellent race, though. Thanks, Cole, for the great content. Keep them up for spirits. You deserve so much Whiskey and Chocolate. Thank you very much. Doing ski things. Much appreciate. Wait, is it Stromby the one we're around? Well, Stromby is close in the things. There is that. So we don't want Stromby getting a frack ton of points either. And right now, Stromby is in a good place to pull that off, but hopefully not too money. Yeah, it wasn't a safety car. There was a virtual safety car for like 2 seconds, and that was about it. Very surprising. All right, so this is the message. Balky has just entered the lowest performance band of the tire, but we really want to bring this down to about 15% over here if we can. So we'll keep an eye on the tire temp mostly on Monty. I don't think there's enough race left for her to run out with her super softs. And I think running on orange mode is going to be okay. Hopefully she can actually get some overtaking done. Stromby's right in front of her on ultras. Oh! And... hang on. Oh! That looked like tire contact to me. Okay, and I go back down here. Into your head. If we can deny Stromby overtaking us while Stromby's in the best performance band, that's going to be really, really good for us. Really, really good. Because actually, I'm not even sure Stromby can finish the race on ultras at this point. They might, but they'll probably have to go to a fairly conservative tire situation to not burn through it. Cavalcanti is pitting, so Monty doesn't have to worry about getting ahead there. Oh shit, that is getting real low on Balky. Real low. 8 laps remaining. Okay, good. Good. So, first of all, fuel calculator. We are going to want about 10.4 laps of fuel in there. How's the engine condition? It's good. So what I'll do is I'll round it up to the 11 so we can finish on red. We'll have a little bit of extra fuel at the end, but it's not the end of the world. Tire choice, we are going to go to the Ultras. Yeah, 8 laps remaining. 8 over here. I think we're going to be good. Pit strategy, we can save 2 seconds, so we're going to do that. And Balky, oh shit. Yeah, we, I was supposed to pit Balky there. We just missed. That's pretty unfortunate. I'm going to go to conserve for now, just to try to make this last 3% before the cliff last. On the other hand, we would have probably had a hard time not hitting the cliff on the Ultras if we had pit this lap. Whereas here, we're going to hit the cliff, but just barely. I think we actually, slid in. So here's sort of the cliff here, but there's very little track left. I think we might have slid into the mathematical sort of best outcome here with Balky. Oh, there's a little more. Hold on, I misinterpreted where we were in the corners. 13, that's not too bad. So you're going to come out on just yellow tire mode. That's going to be okay. Monty's tire temps are getting a little high. I'm going to drop down to neutral here. Yeah, because we don't want to hit that. The wear, I think, is looking good for Monty, though. I think I'm okay with that situation. Ingledew might win it. Well, hopefully she's got a bunch of illegal parts. All right, no mistakes there. Remember, Monty did get one pit mistake, costing her 2 seconds somewhere along the way. Now, Monty is currently in second. She's not pitting anymore. The person behind her, Mikhailovic, may have to pit, in fact. Stromby... oh, they're fighting, which is good. And Stromby's going to run out of those Ultras. The Ultras are already more worn than the Super Softs, although the Super Softs are going to end with a fair amount of quantity or quality left in the end. I don't think are a threat. I think Monty, unless she crashes, I think is set for a second place finish. So Balky over here, and Larson's still out of the points completely, which is good. And Balky, we can't really push her tires because these Ultras are still going to struggle to make it to the end. Now, Monty's got more tire than Ingledew, but I think the Super Soft will still reach the end. Ingledew might have to do a little conserve, but we'll see. 5.5. It'll be interesting to see if this number goes down. It's not currently. Chica moving up here. Go Balky. Good job. Could be a second and third place finish, yeah. Are we talking about the last time someone died in racing? Yeah, Antoine Hubert. That was it 2017? That was 2018. Oh, you're gonna be fine. Your engine's gonna be fine. Okay, temps are good. They're not gonna rise anymore on Monty. That's totally okay. The condition, I think we're fine. Especially now that we're on yellow instead of orange. I think we're going to be A-okay. It's 2019. Well, I guess you're right. People must be talking about something else then if they were talking about 2017. Or Balky. Balky's got a 20 in overtake, which is huge for this stage of the race. Monty's strength is her amazing tire smoothness, but she has weak overtaking. What we need is, like, we need an event that happens that gives Balky aggressive for, I think, +2 overtake. That would make Monty into a god tier driver very, very, very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. Balky. So Balky's chasing Perea. So Monty is closing. I don't think closing quickly enough to make a difference. Balky only, about a second and change in behind here. It's going to vary through the corners because of how they calculate this with their checkpoints. Balky has some definite potential of coming in third place here. Perea's tires are definitely getting worn. She's going to enter the lowest performance band of her super softs while we're still in the middle band of our ultras, which shouldn't be too shabby. Yeah, so Monty's, 5+ seconds ahead and behind. Monty's basically just running a race by herself right now. And Ingledu's tires aren't going to, collapse, and I don't think they're going to be pitting or anything like that. So I don't think a first place is in the cards. Now, Larson's currently 6th overall. Luckily with Larson, she's not closing in on anyone either, which is good. So Larson's currently out of the points, which is exactly what we want to see. Whoa, yellow flag. Sylvander just crashed. There you go, folks. Some people were wondering about that. We did have a crash. I don't think this is going to affect much of the race, with just the yellow flags over here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Deadmate. We got a giveaway for Motorsport Manager? That's awesome. Go for it. It's fantastic. The engine's getting... Well, okay. Engine's getting pretty worn down here. Now, when it does enter the red, it will degrade twice as fast. Probably we're going to be fine. But just out of an abundance of caution, not that we've ever had Monty's engine explode at an inopportune time ever, ever, ever before that ruined everything for us. I'm going to drop her down to medium engine mode here. And actually, we needed to bring down her engine mode anyway for the fuel. But yeah, we're going to bring her all the way down to yellow. She's got such a safety margin and no chance of really overtaking anyone in front of her that we're going to go ahead and do that. I think Balky's fuel is perfectly fine. We'll do a little bit of math as we go by the start-finish line. So we're coming through here. We've got 2 laps remaining, and we could finish the race on red. I think we had to do a little orange, but now that we've done yellow, we could finish on red at this point, but we're not gonna. And then Balky has more than enough fuel to finish entirely on red. Ingledew just pitted? She might be going for a fastest lap. If she has time, she still has to do the outlap as well. No, I guess she can do the outlap now, and for 31st lap, she can try to go for a fastest lap. But we're totally okay with this, because we're not going to lose points from not having fastest lap, because we don't. Instead, Monty gets up front now in first place. Now I feel like the engine's going to explode. Yeah, that was not a brilliant move, but I think the AI just, realized they were running out of tire. They just realized they were running out of tire, and there was nothing they could do about it. Wow. And just like that, we got a whole other lap to do. Let's not count our chickens before they get fried. And then we got some whiskey and chocolate. 1 sec. See, right here, Balky wants to pit for fresh tires. No. This, I think Ingledew's going to go and get past Balky here. Balky doesn't really have... you've got 1 lap remaining, 7%. Well, it's going to be fine. Oh, is it Vroom? Is Vroom the keyword for the draw if you want Motorsport Manager? It's not... I mean, I don't know if Ingledew's going to be able to catch Perea, although almost. And the thing is, 2 points is pretty good for fastest lap if it works out. But again, the only thing we care about now, Balky could come in 20th. It makes no difference to us. The only thing that matters is Monty coming in well ahead of Larson right now. And right now, Larson is on track for getting 0 points. And Monty... P1! That's P1! In before crash, yeah. All right, that is great stuff. With only one race remaining, unless Larson does something like pole from quali and fastest lap and wins first or something, like, I think it would take something ridiculous from Larson for Monty not to come in second overall. Illegal Ingledew could be. Could be. All right, we got Whiskey and Chocolate that came in. First, there was Peter a second ago when the drama was at its peak. Thank you very much, Peter. Longtime lurker, first donations. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, Peter. Much appreciated. And Name Moose coming in, who says, Monty will win the next league. Well, you know, something, it could happen. We don't know how, like, the long-term development will happen. It's going to take 2 or 3 seasons at least for us to work up there. Oh, these were the penalties. Okay, these were the penalties during the course of the race, and sometimes this display is a little bit buggy. Stromby with some illegal parts, losing a couple of ranks. That didn't change too much. Larson, didn't even finish 6th. Actually dropped down to 7th over here. Lindquist with the fastest lap. And Perea over there, but Monty coming in first. Unfortunately, Balky just missing the podium. Damn shame. Would have been nice to share it, but there we go. Rhea sitting at the top. Lovely. Good for her. And there we go. So we've got a 10-point gap to Larson, which is possible in a single race, but fairly unlikely. Fairly unlikely. Yeah, I think Larson has to, because it's 8 points for first. So Larson could get 12 points, right, in the race? Yes, Larson could get 12 points in the race. It is possible for Larson. In fact, Larson doesn't even have to get, like, P1 win fastest lap. Doesn't have to get all 3 to at least equal us. Pulling a Merc. Yeah. We should have been promoted last year. This whole season's been a joke.